Hello everyone, welcome to Gossip with CD. So let's start with the first gossip, which comes up from the court of Musa Khawula, who was blowing kisses in court. Like, does he understand the gravity of the situation he finds himself in? Because if he does recognize that he is in trouble, then he abandoned his bail simply because his lawyer discovered that there is another matter that arose while they were still in court the previous appearance. And now I'm hearing that that may be another attempted aliving of somebody else. I don't know. I wasn't there. This is all allegations. So Musa Khawula was like, I'm going to abandon bail. Now, the question is, why would you abandon bail when it's just a situation where if this is untrue, you would actually go after your liberty and be free until this matter is transferred for trial in the High Court? Well, we don't know. This is Musa Khawula after all. So there's a lot going on in my brain right now. Because when a person abandons bail, this is formal bail application. The reason why some people will abandon bail is because of the repercussion they may face if they are granted bail and they are walking the streets again. So now, how true is it that perhaps and allegedly he may have tried or attempted to unalive a person? We already know allegedly that he is on trial somewhere in the Western Cape for unaliving somebody. I believe it was a boyfriend or somebody that he fancied, and he cried self-defense. And the question is, you cannot tell me that I don't know whether he flew or he drove or he was on a train or whatever the case might be, from Gauteng all the way to the Western Cape, only to find himself self-defending himself. That did not sound good to me. But anyways, may he rest in peace and may justice take its course in this matter. And then he also finds himself in another situation that happened somewhere in the Free State where he was driving recklessly, allegedly. And he's also on that particular case that he needs to face. Now, let's talk about Musa Khawula himself as a person. Listen, he's entertaining. I get it. I mean, I'm not a person that is of his content because of the style of presenting this, and I feel it's quite raw and borderline rude, sometimes unnecessarily. And sometimes when he does these stories, I have the feeling that he may be adding some spices here and there. I mean, after all, why spoil a good story with facts, right? So I think maybe he goes with that principle that I'm just going to sensationalize everything so that for me, it works to my advantage. And it did work in his advantage. Why? Because everybody seemed to love Musa Khawula. Really, everybody was playing on the palm of his hand like putty because of the way he presented himself. I mean, I think he calls himself what does he call himself again? Something about pop culture, prophet of pop culture, or the pope of pop culture. Okay, I give you that because that's very creative and a punchy liney type of situation. But when it comes to people's lives and people's reputations, that's very important that you respect that, because you might get slapped with a defamation of character, not even a charge, a civil action. And apparently he did so with the former Miss South Africa and second runner-up of Miss Universe, Tamron Green's husband, where he allegedly accused him of chitarization, and as a result, he took the matter to court on the grounds of defamation of character. But he was not asking for money, because in South Africa, defamation of character award by the court starts from 500,000 rand. 500,000 rands, and then circumstances On top of that, if there were any, for example, loss of income because of the scandal that you created around their name, and possibly emotional distress when now you have to go to psychologists to get therapy, and probably even damage to your name with your family, your friends, if you're a business owner, your clients, etc., and so on, which of course comes down to loss of income, then you can add that on once it has been quantified by an actuarial scientist how much you have lost and possibly could lose in the future because of this defamation that an individual threw at you. So that is why it's important, my fellow community members, that you be careful with people's names. Yeah. Be careful with people's names, and especially when it comes to things that you are not quite sure of. If you are sure and you know this is a fact, then you can speak on the grounds of facts. But if you are talking on the grounds of presumption and assumption, don't do it. All right? If you do, at least say allegedly. Allegedly. Because that way you're also protecting yourself legally from being sued for defamation of character. So then the court did grant Miss South Africa, second runner-up of Miss World, Tamarin Green's husband. I think it's a Mr. Numal or some sort. I apologize if I got his surname wrong. And he was granted the order that Musa Khawula should make a public apology. That's number one. And secondly, remove the videos where he was defaming Mr. Ngumalo. Now, as you know, in South Africa, whether it's a civil court or a criminal court or a special court, and it makes a ruling, you need to adhere to the ruling. Otherwise, you are going to be in contempt of court. And once it becomes in contempt of court, then it is a criminal issue, which I think Mr. Khawula finds himself in, because he did not allegedly put down those videos. And of course, Mr. Ngumalo went back to court and said this individual did not put down those videos as per instructed and ordered by the court, and apparently and allegedly is the reason why he is now in court. And of course, I even saw somewhere where allegedly he accused the Minister of Transport of being LGBTQIA, and that he allegedly been banging some of his male staff members. I don't know, I wasn't there, but apparently that is what Mr. Khawula had also reported on his podcast regarding that matter, which I don't believe. I don't believe all that at all, that the minister is that. No, I don't believe so. And I'll tell you why I don't believe so, because I know that he is not. I know that for a fact that he's not. But abantu, things can happen. What you know, turns out, no, you didn't. But let's continue with Mr. Khawula. Now, Khawula is going to be remanded in custody while now he faces his new charges, or whatever emerged allegedly today's court appearance when he abandoned his bail. Now, my suspicion is even this lawyer is going to withdraw his services from Musa. That's my suspicion. And I don't think he'll be able to find a lawyer that is actually going to stick with him all the way through, because he seems to be, in my own opinion, in as much as he's entertaining, but he's also toxic. But I think that's what makes his brand, the toxicity of it all, because he always say, I don't care. He'll be like, I don't care, darling. So I don't know. People that don't care when they're supposed to, that equals toxicity. It's giving toxicity. But other than that, guys, I thought let me come and report to you that Musa Khawula said, I'm going out. I'm going out. All right, cool. It's your prerogative. But the constitution of this country, it protects your freedom of movement and liberty. And that is why we have bail in South Africa. And that, guys, thank you so much for watching. And also, don't leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. See you later. Goodbye.